Hello guys, here we are once more in the post-game situation. Kaifi versus Absolute Legends. I just said on stream goodbye guys, good night, thanks for watching, blah blah. But I was just kidding. I was just wanting to find out who's really dedicated to the stream because now we got Envy coming in for an interview. So here we go. Call button. Shazam. Hello.
Hi.
Envy, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm a little upset. I, I didn't like the rules. I think a round robin would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, a three-way tie.
Yeah, I can totally relate. So just before we start with this interview, again, we have a 2-minute delay on stream, ladies and gents. Thanks for Envy for coming on. So if you have any questions for him, let me know in chat. I will keep my eyes peeled on that one. So if you have anything you want to ask him, then let me know. But let me start off, Envy, with saying great performance on the hard carry role. It was a pleasure watching you.
Thank you. Though the last game, oh man, the last game, I felt like I played good, and then once the 35-minute mark kicked in, we're like, shit, we need to fucking push. And then the next, like, 10 minutes were the most insanely awful. Like, I got super greedy. I didn't pop my BKB because I had a DD rune. I was like, I don't want to fucking BKB. When I chronoed, like, everyone was 4-staffing and shit, so like all my chronos got, like, my chronos beginning were good, and then afterwards, like, the flame breaks and the 4-staff just screwed up every single chrono. Like, literally, I would chrono out the quad, and he'll get a flame break out of the
Yeah,
chrono,
I saw
and
that.
I'll be like, god damn it, and that happens again and again and again. And it's not just their fault, it's like my fault, because like everyone just like panicky, because we have to end this stupid game.
Yeah, I mean, it's considering that you haven't played with the guys before, it was an amazing performance from you guys. You were so powerful, and when it was the early to mid game stages, you guys were doing very well, and then later on, it just kind of seemed that you were losing your sync. It was still a very strong performance. I can completely agree and feel for you there that you feel that you put on a strong performance, which you did, and that you kind of feel that you deserve a way to kind of get another shot at it. Most big tournaments, they have the time rating there, and it has many different reasons. Maybe it is a little bit rougher for the teams to accept those facts then, but I guess it's mainly scheduling reasons that are responsible for that. But yeah, let's try to stay with the game though. So is there, if we do talk about the Absolute Legends game right now, is there anything except for your personal how to say, like your perspective or your view that, you know, things failed in the team fights? Anything else that you think is important to mention that viewers might not have caught?
Do you guys want me to talk about the overall flow of the game? Like, the game was chaotic, but
Yeah. Anything
I
you
think
feel relevant, man. Anything you feel relevant.
I feel like we lost the top lane. We did not expect an undying aggressive top lane,
Hmm.
and we lost the top lane. I think we lost the bottom lane as well. And for some reason, I think we lost the mid lane, even though Magnus first Nyx is extremely one-sided and Magnus wins. But we did catch up. I just, like, we did some really unexpected ganks. Like, the Void went, like, my Void went from top to bottom and ganked the
Yeah.
Queen and all of a sudden. And then, like, our supports were, like, roaming bottom. Like, no one was ganking mid. They were, like, ganking bottom from top. So, it's kind of confusing, right? Because if you gank the mid lane, it's a little bit more obvious. It's only
Yeah.
one lane. But if you skip the mid lane and go all the way bottom, then unexpected. So we did that, and we caught up. And then once we got our level 6, like, our grip and our lasso and everything, like, our ultis are just really strong, and we knew that at that point we can just catch up in team fights, and then the Void can carry us to late game up. But of course, like, the late game just meant, like, before 45 minutes.
Hmm. Yeah. Now that you talk about that, you essentially on top had issues, and you said, "Screw this! I'm going to go into the jungle a bit," and it actually worked out quite well with the poor man's shield, the quelling blade, and your high base damage. You'll be able to get some good kills on the neutrals there, and then you rotated toward all the way to the bottom lane. And one thing that I noticed then, when the game was progressing, that you actually prioritized your time walk. Can you talk about that?
I felt like the only way to come back in that game was to guarantee me kills, not to play safe. Well, to play safe to some extent too, so when they catch me top, I can time walk out.
Hmm.
But I only needed like 2 levels of time walk for that, but I wanted 4 because I needed to jump the Queen of Pain. There was many times in that game where I was the initiation and I had to jump the Queen.
Hmm. Okay, so it was essentially not like you think time walk is amazing. You should never not prioritize it, but it was just the circumstances of the game, they warranted that skill build.
Yeah, usually I max stun, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's let's see if there's any questions here. Um, okay, I think there's questions that don't have anything to do that I would like to get into nonetheless. They don't have anything to do with the game itself. So if there's anything you do want to mention about the game that you feel like you haven't had enough time to say yet, then you can go ahead. Or is it all good?
There's a bunch of stuff, but I don't think it's important.
All right. So Pro Hjort asking, can you tell us anything about the progress of your new team? Is it Kaipi?
I think my new team is gonna die, and there's a huge possibility I'm joining Kaipi.
Could you please repeat that?
I already joined Kaipi.
You serious?
Yep.
Did you hear that, guys? We got some brand new freaking news up here in this shizzle.
I
Dude,
joined them before today's tournament.
before
Like regardless of the results, I'm pretty confident in this team.
Join Dota news that shit right now. Is there anybody?
No, can we stop doing that stuff? I don't even know. Like everything I do, it's like join the news. I'm like, why is there a
Well, because you
why is
can't.
there an open tryout for shit on join Dota? Like that makes no sense. Obviously, it's not open tryout.
I don't know. I don't write the news, but dude, you can't come on my stream on a post-game interview and tell me you joined Kaipi and not expect me to tell people to write news about it. So, are you
Oh
part
my
of Kaipi
God.
now?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Shazam! That's awesome. Okay. I just got super excited about that. But cool, great to hear. And I think that's awesome because not only are the guys on Kaipi very motivated and skilled and very hardworking, they've shown that over time, and I think that's exactly what you're looking for, right?
What are you talking about? What guys?
Uh,
The fucking Kaipi like changes team members like every like 2 days.
Well, but the four guys you play with, and I mean, for example, Zizu, I can even say most of those guys' names without even looking them up anywhere. So I'm looking at the camera. It's Zizu, he's pretty good. Bone7, his Batwire was fucking awesome. We got Arise 3012, and the last guy I always forget his name, but he's also pretty cool. Who was the last guy? Sorry,
I don't
last
know.
guy.
I think I can name more
Don't
players
know.
that were in Kaipi than the players that are in Kaipi right now.
All
There's
right.
Hao, there's Bombard, there's Spada, there's Koikwa, there's like
Well,
so
Koikwa
many
now
players.
mousewords, but you know, since you are joining them, you must feel like they are good enough.
Yeah.
See? That's something. Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else you want to mention there? Otherwise, I'm going to look for some questions in the chat here.
What else is there to answer?
I don't know. You just said you joined Kaipi. That's like
Well, I guess I mean it's already been known, but I'm gonna be playing the carrier role.
it's yeah. And
Uh,
I think you did a good job on that. And yeah, how do you feel anyway? Because I said that on my stream a bunch of times. You know, people are hating you like a bunch about your supposed low skill level. Do you feel like the games that you did today kind of proved them wrong in a way?
hmm. Well, it's only 3 games, so I can't say completely prove them wrong, but to a certain extent, sure. But I mean, just because a player plays support doesn't necessarily mean their individual skill is low.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So what do you think in general about this tendency? Because for example, I cast the game, I say, man, Envy playing the carry role, he's doing a good job, he's doing this and that, that's awesome. And then all of a sudden I see the chat explode with flame. Like what? How do you feel about that?
Well, I can't necessarily say I'm happy about it, but I try my best to ignore it because I feel like a lot of things that fanboys say on stream are fairly wrong. Like, they flame Havos and everything too.
Hmm.
Like, it's pretty funny when like people say stuff like, "Oh, Havos, look at his last hitting. He's gotten better at last hitting," when he's always been like the best last hitter since like freaking so long ago. And even some casters are like, "Look at his last hitting. He's been training and improving as time goes on." But I'm just like, no, he's the best. He's a straight up the best last hitter like for so long now.
Is he better than the Chinese?
The Chinese aren't that good at last hitting. Like it's not like it depends which player you're looking at. But I think Burning is really extremely good at last hitting. Zhao is not. But obviously I'm not saying he's a better carry player. But he he's a extremely good last hitter. If you like watch his replays and you just look at his CS at 10 minutes every game, you'll see his CS is always above 70 something.
Shit! I just wrote in the Join Dota chat because you were talking, and I'm trying to multitask here. I was like, Quick, write a news. Envy is joining EternalEnvy. Have you known? Everyone's like, yeah, we knew. Okay, I'm sorry. I was the only one that didn't know. But yeah, so okay, the Chinese not that great in farming. But
No, well, some players are. Like you can't generalize. Like I said, burning is extremely good at last hitting. You you have to go by player for player. Uh, you can't just say Chinese. But just because you're Chinese doesn't mean you're good at last hitting.
what? Are you Chinese?
I am Chinese.
You're good at last hitting. So what are you trying
Huh.
to say, man?
I don't know. Coincidence.
All right. Um, okay. So Havas, you really respect him as a player and as a carry, and you think that the hate he's getting is unwarranted.
Well, that was just an example. I'm just talking about it from like yeah, that was just an example. My point is,
Pile Die. That was the last one. Sorry, Pile Die. How could I forget that name? Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. But my point is like a lot of players, a lot of teams like get flamed quite heavily, and I feel like the fans are not that respectful to the teams in Dota right now. It feels like one day they're saying good stuff about them, and then the next day they're flaming them, you know. Whereas I think in a game like StarCraft 2 or StarCraft, like the fans are more loyal and more trustworthy or to their players, more respectful.
Yeah, I guess the Dota 2 communities can be pretty rough, but yeah, you're doing very well, and with Kaipi, it's looking very promising, and I think people are not asking any questions. You guys are supposed to ask any questions, so I don't think that we do have. Oh, are you doing the drafting?
No, I am not even trying to participate in the drafting. It's stupid for a new member to, uh, like, like sometimes I suggest a pick every now and then, and sometimes they ask me like, should we do this? Should we do that? And I'm like, oh, sure, But unless they do something like that, or unless I see a pick that I really want, like, I generally don't say too much because, like, if I pick something that's out of their style or out of their, or if I force them to think, like in my way, and they lose their own thinking, then like what Kaipi is gone, It's just like, yeah.
Okay. What about in-game calls? Who makes those?
The great thing about this team is that a lot of people make calls. I feel like Paladai makes the most in-game calls, but I think everyone makes calls, and everyone like it's a constant discussion. Like, let's say one guy is like, oh yeah, let's smoke gank bottom, and then I'll be like, no, let's not go bottom, let's go mid. And some other guy's like, no, let's not go mid either, let's go top. And I'm like, okay. And then it's like a constant discussion. It's not like one guy says something and all of a sudden that's like absolute. If someone else has a disagreement or something better,
And then you just end up standing around and you're like,
no, that doesn't happen. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, that's the thing.
all right. Okay. Last question, at least from my side, unless there's anything being asked in the chat right now or you have anything you want to talk about. That new Rubik customizable set thing.
Customizable set? You mean the frog?
It's not a frog.
How's it? What do you mean by customizable?
Yeah, I mean that frog like I mean the thing that's absolutely not a frog and it doesn't look like a frog, but I can't understand
costume?
why people would think it looks kind of like a frog, but it's really not.
It's a frog.
How do you like it?
I love it. I bought it instantly.
Yeah, me too, man. It was awesome.
I've never played it once yet.
You haven't played it once, dude. I played Rubik like 10 times in the past 10 games.
Straight up playing carries
Shit.
for like the last week.
Okay. Okay.
Like my friends who play only exclusively carry, like Visa or whatever, like they only play carry, and I'm like, fuck off, I'm playing carry. You're going mid.
Okay. Oh, the prankster. I think this is not a troll bait. I don't think at all, or flame bait. What are your thoughts about the time rating?
Time rating, I think it's obviously not good, but I can't blame the organizers too much because maybe it's not them, maybe it's the casters, maybe it's I don't know who.
It's the casters, man. I wrote RaidCall EMS One before the freaking tournament was announced. I was like, I know you guys don't want to have the time rating, but I'm telling you, freaking time rate that shit.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of weird because like why do all the games have to be casted? I feel like it benefits organizers obviously if there's coverage, but it benefits the teams even if there isn't coverage, right? So even if like there's no coverage, you can still play the games.
Yeah.
Just have one admin watching or whatever. Like you don't need like coverage. Like,
But we need coverage. We want to make ad revenue.
I understand, but you don't lose avenue, right? Do you lose ad avenue if there's extra games but you don't cast? You don't. So why don't you just instead of having a time rating, you just have extra games and you just tell the teams to play them themselves of admins, like one admin or whatever, to keep track.
I'm gonna trust you here. I'm gonna assume that what you just said makes a lot of sense, and that I'm just too tired to understand you. But yeah, maybe that's I mean the tournament format's always a topic of discussion. Perhaps I mean I was thinking too because for example Holy Master from Join Dota he has a lot of great thoughts about tournament stuff and all these things. And I was thinking too that a discussion like about these things would be interesting for some people also. So if anybody likes that idea, then hit me up on Twitter. Be like, yo, dude, you should do that. And if there's
Well,
enough feedback, then we can do that.
well, one more thing is like, I think the tie rating forces teams to play certain styles. Like what wins you the game wins you the game. Like it's stupid to pick a late game lineup and it's like, oh, let's go push a void, guys. Even
Yeah.
though this is completely over, like we don't let's push and try to lose this game, right? Like, I mean, one team isn't better than another team just because they win later in the game, you know? Like, if you win, you win. It doesn't matter if you win a 70-minute match. It doesn't matter if you stomp them. Like, a win is a win, and
Yeah.
yeah, you shouldn't say one team is better than another team because that team won faster.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
It's playstyle based. It's a lot of things.
That's one thing I want to ask because you're the type of guy that is really into strategy and philosophizing about the game. First question, just a yes or no question: is Dota 2 new age chess?
No.
No. Okay.
I
Uh,
think I think I think in chess you can go like, oh, you do this and then this guy does this and whatever, right? But in Dota, like you can do it to some extent, but it's just so complicated.
yeah,
I
I
think
think
even
that's why I'm
it's much
saying new
easier.
age because you can still do that, but it's way more complex. That's why new age. But
Yeah, but at some points in time, you're just like they're all missing off the map. I can say they're here, but I really can't say that anymore. I actually don't understand anything about the map. I don't see the map at all. And also in chess,
I
you get to
don't
see
see
the
the map. What's
yeah,
happening?
so whatever, right? Yeah, it's black. But then in chess, it's like you see all the pieces and whatever. It's like it's unfair, stupid comparison. Maybe in the pick phase it's the chess, but
Okay, yeah, no, I can totally relate to that.
in the game phase, like it's not even close. Like you don't have if you have map pack maybe. Like I don't know.
Okay, then what game that has existed before Dota in the real world is the closest to Dota 2? Soccer?
Dota 2.
Yeah. If it's not chess, is it what is it? Is it backgammon? Well, I don't
Oh,
even know where I'm pulling these.
I think I could give some examples, but any example I give will be unthought of. I never thought about this before.
Well,
Just
let's
give me an answer.
throw them out, man. I'm throwing out unthought of questions, and you should not think
No,
about
no,
your
no,
answers.
no. That's my best answer.
Okay, fine then. Okay, pocket strats. People always. I mean, I was watching Much Ado About Dota the other day. No, not the other day, but today in the office because it's awesome. I can just leave it running and keep working and stuff. So shout out to you guys for producing great content. Um, Beatus was on the last show I watched, and they were talking, about pocket strats and stuff. And they're like, man, they were discussing the oversaturation of tournaments in the scene. And then they were talking about the fact that yeah, you don't want to use pocket strats or special strats in group stages and stuff. And then sometimes the meta game advances, and then it's not even viable anymore. So right now, Envy, since it's just you and me talking right now, do you have any pocket strats for the current meta game? And if so, what are they?
I will not answer that question at all. Like, like why I would never like give away my pocket strats. But as for what I think about pocket strats, I mean, it's true that they're hard to create because, it's like sometimes there's a freaking patch right before the finals of like literally it'll be the middle of Star Ladder finals, like LAN finals, and on the second day of LAN finals, like there's a freaking patch, and you're like, why is there a patch, guys? You know, or like Admiral Boda would want to buy his Blink Dagger, and
Oh shit, yeah.
all of a sudden there's a patch, and this Admiral guy is like super sad, and I'm sitting there like being freaking like I'm about to cry and shit. It's like so awful. Like I don't even know.
Dude,
And
it was the saddest and the funniest thing I've seen in a long time, seriously.
I don't
And
even.
when the team fight was happening, I honestly thought for like straight up 20 seconds that he was trolling and I was flaming him on my stream. I felt so bad afterwards that I was too dumb to realize it was a bug that I added him on Skype and I apologized and stuff because that was really, really bad. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
but I can understand where you're coming from in that regard.
I think I made the conversation go somewhere else, but more about the pocket strat. Yeah, it's fairly hard to create pocket strats in Dota 2 because unlike in StarCraft where you maybe recruiting you primarily focus on like the GSL or maybe like the team league or whatever. Like in Dota, there's like too many tournaments, and because you're always worried that there's gonna be a new meta game or a new patch or whatever, it's much harder to create pocket strats. Like in StarCraft, it's like you know exactly when the patches are gonna be, you know exactly what the patches are gonna do, and I think is there a tournament version in StarCraft? I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't
But
play. I just play Dota 2, man.
but like in StarCraft, it's like ZBT, you know, like it's a Terran for Zerg, like or Zerg versus Terran, and like that doesn't change. But in Dota, it's like so many heroes, and like the heroes are gonna change. You don't know if your pocket strat's gonna work, so it's kind of risky to do these more risky to do these pocket strats. They might not even work anymore, and you can't really practice these pocket strats either
hmm
because you don't exactly know what they work against, and if you use it too many times, then um, other teams will know about it.
So, what are you saying that pocket strats are hard to create, or are you saying that pocket strats have a short life cycle?
They have a short. I think, they have a short life cycle. I think they're fairly easy to create. It's fairly hard to test if they work or not. Like some teams make a pocket strat and they don't even test it out. They just go YOLO it because they really can't practice it. Because if you practice it, other teams will know about it. But they talk to each other or whatever, which is awful. You shouldn't do that.
Unless you're LGD China and LGD End, you
I
can
guess.
practice.
Yeah, but
So, one sec, since pocket strats have a short life cycle, and your pocket strats will probably be obsolete by tomorrow, what are
no,
they?
they're not that short. No, I don't know. I can't say anything.
Is there not like any inch or any atom in your body that's like, my pocket strat's so awesome. Gotta tell the world.
I think I had that feeling for the Venomaster strat I had at DreamHack.
Yeah.
For some reason, the caster never gave a shit about that. That was actually the strat that the entire team was like so giggly about, and then instead we're like all happy about the Roshan shit.
Yeah, I know. Can you enlighten me there again?
The Veno strat.
Yeah, what did you do with it?
What you do is it was created by me as far, but what you do is you make a path in the trees in the ancients, Dar ancients,
hmm
and then you pull the creeps.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
pulling
ancient,
ancients. Yeah, okay.
and then you drop a Veno ward at the good location, and it will block the ancients, and then the circle around and they'll pull your entire wave and deny everything.
hmm Yeah, I actually remember now. Okay, so do you have any? Okay, then let me ask you one question, at least. If you're not gonna spill your pocket strats, then answer that question. Do you have any pocket strats that you think will give you a 90% victory in any
I won't
game?
even say whether or not I have a pocket strat at all.
You have pocket strats because you already gave that away.
I never gave that away.
If you had pockets, okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next one because there is actually some good questions here from Smare1. Ask him what he thinks about Puppy as a captain and a player. Does EternalEnvy think he's underrated?
Puppy is underrated?
Yeah, I
What
forget
the-
that. Forget the last part.
Okay, but okay. I obviously respect him. He's a TI2 second place and a first place, and he's been around for a while. He's been owning. I respect him a lot, but I can't. I think he's a great player. How great he is, I can't exactly say because I haven't watched his first-person VOD in detail. And I think, in order to really truly figure out whether someone is a great captain or not, you have to listen to their Skype. And I did not have the privilege to stand behind them at DreamHack or whatever to listen to how they speak to each other.
hmm
So I can't. Like obviously, I think he's a great captain, but I can't say for certain, and I can't say from my own eyes. I'm just getting the feeling.
Okay, understood. Okay, then is there anything else I can see here? Nope, I don't see any other questions. And I think this has been going on for a while. It's a lot of fun though to discuss with you. So, but anyway, my brain is finally empty. All the bullshit that I was asking you is now empty. It's gone. Anything that you have that you still want to get out there?
Shout out to Ortizi. That guy needs to one-on-one me.
Arteezy, who is Arteezy?
Yeah, he's gonna be TI5 champion,
All right.
guaranteed, guaranteed.
Okay.
And the furthest noob, and so you and my stream, my fans from the stream.
Your fans from the stream.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your Twitter? Throw that one out there also.
Twitch.tv. Oh, I'm gonna give my stream first. I think that's more
Go
important
ahead.
to me. Twitch.tv/EternalEnvy with 2 Y's on the end.
Okay.
And my Twitter is EternalEnvy1991. Yeah.
Okay. So you have your shoutouts, you have your stuff, and your favorite anime is what?
If I have to choose, Clan of After Story.
Okay. Good. So there you go, guys. EternalEnvy, now part of Kaipi. Let's see what they can do in the near future. Big shout out to Kaipi, all the team members. You played amazing. Big shout out to Absolute Legends, and also, of course, Navi and Team Liquid, and all the games that happened. All you guys watching until now, the very end, thanks so much. Please follow me also at Epi Commentary. Envy, once more, it was a great pleasure having you. Looking forward to chat with you again in the near future. Peace out.
Peace.
Going to bed, guys. Bye-bye.